Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review series for January 4th, 1992. We've entered 1992. We are actually going to go back and try and find some pre 1990 stuff in the next few episodes, so stay tuned for that. Got about 15 episodes or so before we can do that, though. Roddy Piper starts us this week with the Brooklyn Brawler. Ric Flair has an inset promo. Flair and Piper, both in tag matches and in the regular form, are a big deal here. Piper, who, after watching years of him, I never considered him to be a good wrestler. He's a great talker, but he's just a brawler, and it's not my style. Anyway, punch, sleeper hold, and a pin on the benefit of the Brooklyn Brawler. The return of, or the review of the Rockers' dissension last week is there. Also, we've got a announcement for the Tag Team Championship match of the Legion of Doom and Natural Disasters at the Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks, specifically the 19th of January. And Earthquake promises to eliminate the Legion of Doom pretty quickly. Louis Spicolli and the British Bulldog are up next. Really short match. They go about 90 seconds. Hanging suplex by the Bulldog and a power slam 1, 2, 3, and you're over there. Pretty simple stuff. And then they promote a bodybuilding magazine, which is kind of, I don't know. I never got the whole bodybuilding thing. I did convince my extended family to get me the bodybuilding pay-per-view because I didn't want to miss out on a pay-per-view. That's how indoctrinated I was at the time. But that's that. We do move towards Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Flair basically says he's the real world champion, and it still matters. And Hogan talks about Flair being, doesn't really call him minor league, but the intimation of you can't hang is there. Saturday night, January 18th at the Boston Garden is the show they were promoting. So the night before the Royal Rumble of same year, we move to another enhancement match. This one with the Mountie. The Mountie is there, and actually the night, that Friday, I think, is the day that the Mountie wins the Intercontinental Championship and holds on to it till Sunday. So there's that, and I believe that was the Worcester Centrum. The only reason I know that is I was supposed to go to that event on that particular night, but my ride fell through, and as a young kid, I was not happy with this. Anyway, especially when I found out there was a title change. Hookup by by the Mountie in a modified submission hold, and he's screaming that he in fact is the Mountie. Punch, kick, drop kick, and use of the shock stick. This is Rudy Gonzalez, who is there. Also, the Mountie starts using the handcuff deal. That's a pretty big deal. We see a promo for the Macho Man, his return, and they promise to get the Snake Man, to get Jake Roberts. They're about a month away from their Saturday night's main event, one of the two on Fox, I believe, from the Saturday night's main event deal. And Jake Roberts is threatened that he is going to be handled once and for all. Elizabeth out there to support Randy Savage. She believes he's going to win the Royal Rumble and become a three-time WWF champion. I wonder if that would have worked in 1992 a little earlier, having the babyface champion. Of course, Savage does win it at the WrestleMania of same year. The Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake with the Genius in an enhancement match here. They're still kind of hanging on to matches with the Bushwhackers as their main focus. But Beverly Brothers still are more I guess you'd say, a double team tag team. Jameson still at ringside. Eventually, moves into managing the Bushwhackers in time for the benefit of the Royal Rumble. That's kind of there. Tatanka vignette up next. He again talks about the beauty of the Native American nature. Basically, they almost show the same vignette as before. And then we go to an event center series of promos. The Repo Man talks about getting rid of Virgil, talks about getting rid of anybody who owes money anywhere in the World Wrestling Federation. Pretty basic stuff. Nothing horrible about it, but at the same time, I wonder sometimes as a kid. But again, it was targeted to kids. So kind of that mindset's there. Virgil talks about wanting to get rid of not only the nature of the $1 Million Man, but the individual as well, who is responsible for scaling the $1 Million belt in the Repo Man. That's kind of there. Tito Santana talks about the challenges of being the Matador and the challenges associated with same. We then go to a Royal Rumble report. The Royal Rumble report, we see Virgil talk about what an opportunity it would be to be the world champion, which obviously that was not going to happen. Sergeant Slaughter talks about the benefit of being a two-time champion being offered to him at the Royal Rumble. We talk about other matches. Then we move into another enhancement match. And that ultimately is not necessarily good. We are reminded that the Mountie and Bret Hart is the scheduled Intercontinental Championship match, which ends up getting changed at the last minute. The Bushwhackers and the Beverly Brothers and the Rumble match itself, alongside the Tag Team Championship match, and the new foundation of Hart and Neidhart versus the Orient Express. Not the same match that we had the previous year with the Rockers and the Orient Express at 91's Royal Rumble. But interesting that back-to-back years the Orient Express were to open things. The Undertaker, who will get somewhere between 20 and 30 in the Royal Rumble, as virtue of being one of the most recent champions, is here. He basically has a 2-minute match. Punches, kicks, top rope clothesline. Jake Roberts talks about The Undertaker not being a dependable person. And ultimately, he does that in an inset tombstone. And the enhancement talent goes in a body bag. 1, 2, 3, and we're over. The event center continues. This is a localized promo, as a 6-man tag team match is set for the Worcester area. Natural Disasters and the Mountie against Bret Hart and the LOD. Not a match that I ever saw live, but sounds like a fun little run there. And obviously both sides promise to eradicate and eliminate each other. I did go to the Worcester Center a few times because I was about an hour and a half from the area. Anyway, that will close us for today. We'll be back with more right after this.